My name is Yasmina Din Madden. I teach in the English department here at Drake University, and I've been here since 2003. I teach creative writing and literature and a first-year seminar in composing the female body. I also teach several courses that cross over with women's and gender studies. I appreciate the celebration of Women's History Month. I think it's important. I think that, I would hope most of us are celebrating women every day. I know that I certainly am, but yes, it is important in the same way that we recognize Black History Month, I think, to consider the work that came before us. One of the biggest impacts I hope to leave on my students is to make them feel empowered. I definitely feel especially proud and that I'm doing my job when a female student or female identified student tells me that their class has, a class that they've taken with me has helped them to become stronger in their beliefs or find their voice, or has made them feel more included in their academic studies. So it's very important to me in my courses to teach a lot of books by women and by minorities. I think, yes, we've made so many great strides in terms of women's rights. I think to be a little more specific about what I'm doing and what I see as my job here at the university is to keep exposing my students, men, women, trans, non-binary students, to different voices.
My name is Professor Amy McCoy. I joined the faculty at Drake University last fall, teaching a variety of courses, including journalism courses, public relations courses, and strategic political communication. My background is in the industry. I worked as an AP reporter for more than a decade, and then I served in various communications roles in state government, followed by a short time in corporate public affairs, and now I've joined Drake University, and so I'm navigating my way into academia. When I think about Women's History Month, I think about celebrating all of the women who have been trailblazers in our past, but also really looking to the future and looking at the work that needs to be done, inspiring women today to take on that mantle and do that work that needs to continue. I also think about all the women throughout history, not necessarily just the notable ones, but those who convinced their fathers, husbands, brothers to let them have more rights and made those battles, even though they were personal and weren't necessarily publicized, but made those battles worth it to get where we are today.
I think what we need to do is be consistently supportive of each other as women, and that means when we network with someone, following up with them if we're the mentor or even the mentee, making sure that we stay current with that person and that we let them know what's happening in our lives and that they mean something. And just really finding other people that we can admire, we look up to, or who are in a position that maybe we want to achieve someday. Most people are very willing to reach out and offer an opportunity to people who want to get where they are. And I think that's really important, especially for women, to model where they want to be. The advice I want to share is just to always keep trying and not get discouraged. I have had lots of opportunities in my life that have been in male-dominated situations or female-dominated situations, and I think being true to yourself is the best way to continue to get what you want and to move forward and to learn new things.
Hi, I'm Jill Allen, and I am a faculty member in the Department of Psychology and Neuroscience at Drake. I have been teaching here since 2015, and I primarily teach courses in social psychology, introduction to psychology, research methods, but also some specialty areas that are related to my research interests, including psychology of prejudice, psychology of gender, and experimental social psychology. So these are all classes that bring together the things that I'm most passionate about, which is using psychological science to make places and spaces more inclusive and diverse. To me, Women's History Month is an important reminder of things that we should be thinking about during all months. And I think the important thing about events and programming and initiatives that are happening in March that are specific to Women's History Month are a good opportunity to draw in people that don't ordinarily receive invitations to or participate in these kinds of messages. So for me, it's an opportunity to kind of elevate these issues and to take center stage, to build allies, for example, that move towards social justice. And importantly, I think it gives dedicated space and places for organizations to do programming and find support around these initiatives, which are happening, of course, during all months, but I think can get momentum and energy and coalition building, especially during March. One thing that's been really important to me about being a female faculty member and in a position of power at Drake is that I like to be human first and human centered. So when I think about the unique perspectives that students bring to class, I want them to feel that those are valued. And when I think about humanizing the experience, I try to model this for students myself. So by talking about my family and talking about the fact that I'm also a mom and a faculty member, that I care about social justice issues, but I'm also a daughter. And to sort of show people's full humanity to me has been so important, because we know that stereotypically leaders are not women and that feminine characteristics are devalued in leadership, but I like to model for students that leadership can look really different, and that when you bring people together in unique ways that actually emphasize some of the very characteristics that women have, a lot of times the work is better. And so I try to remind students of that in how I conduct my classes and the conversations that we have.